mess this up.
Say what you want about weddings, but it's our life, and we love them. Why? Because the fancy cars, the pretty flowers, the drunk uncles, and don't forget the fact that despite popular belief, each wedding is different. But who are we to say so? We're the wedding pirates. But this isn't our origin story. That's for another time.
After all, what's marriage?
Well, wouldn't you like to have a home and kids?
A lot has changed since the first digital camera. Hard to believe TikTok, Reels, 16:9 video formats were just taking off not too long ago, and the basic consumer camera was no longer basic. Not to mention editing is now done in the cloud. This progress made it easy to hit the ground running, but little do we realize the secrets that sit behind a single day. We're not talking about the millions of dollars scammed from brides and grooms. We're talking about the secret that wedding videographers and photographers would like to keep in the dark. To quote a wedding photographer we worked with while sitting at a vendor table, "I would never tell my brides and grooms that I outsource." So what the f is outsourcing?
What's in the box?
We collected some first-hand sources to show you exactly what it is.
But that doesn't mean you have to go through all the...
You mean?
So you've booked your videographer and photographer. They show up to your day, capture your wedding, then boom, you get a product in the mail. Now there's a step that may or may not be missing, and it happens right after your wedding day. There's the sale, the customer service, the wedding day itself, and post-production. Not to mention hours of random tasks it takes to run a business. If a small business owner isn't careful, then they can get burned out. So the best thing to do is delegate tasks. And unfortunately, the number one task that usually gets delegated first is the editing. This is called outsourcing. So what's wrong with outsourcing? Well,
Excuse me, isn't my video ready yet?
this ad is typical on a wedding videographer's feed. I don't know about you, but depicting a bride as an annoying voice nagging a wedding vendor doesn't scream fairy tale wedding vibes. The danger in this idea is outsourcing your edits in secret, which negates the creative aspect of your edit as a brand. Okay, so that's not a huge deal, right? But it's bigger than you think. I did some research when it comes to this subject and outsourced myself on the end of an actual wedding day. So today, doing some research when it comes to outsourcing. As I mentioned before, in editing, when you outsource, the bride and groom don't know that they're outsourcing. So what I'm gonna find out today is if the bride knows that she's outsourcing through another company. She hired this company and they're based in Utah. And then that Utah company messaged me on Facebook if I would be willing to shoot this wedding in Pennsylvania. If she was actually really adamant to have that person in Utah, why isn't that company here shooting the wedding? Why am I here? And that's what I'm gonna find out. I did not get permission to get a video statement from the bride, but the bride clearly thought I was from this company, and in fact thought I was the owner, which clearly meant she didn't know that she was being outsourced.
Who are you?
Who are you?
What, who are you?
Now imagine they are also subbing out or outsourcing the edit as well. This would mean the videographer or photographer you fell in love with isn't even looking at your wedding, but simply making a sale. So I also then did some research on the outsourced editing end. I actually landed a job with a company who had an incredibly high volume of weddings to a point they had over 50 editors. These are the kind of companies running the ads depicting annoying brides. This is the website where they have you upload all of your edited wedding videos, and the first letters represent the company. And if you click on them, you could actually see the intro, and sometimes you can see the actual business name, but otherwise I don't know what all these initials stand for, but they are all businesses that are hiring out without telling the bride and groom. In all honesty, I didn't last 3 projects with this company. I was not allowed to talk with the bride and groom, and this entire operation was kept secret. To top the entire research experience off, I received an email 3 weeks after my resignation stating that I was fired, which meant they completely missed the fact that I quit. So if the secrecy wasn't enough, then the disorganization in these companies should make it clear to ask if your vendors outsource and who exactly has their hands on your perfect day.